witch hunt.
I am innocent.
This is an NBC News special report. Here's Lester Holt.
Good evening, everyone. We're coming on the air with breaking news. The crash of a major airline flight, the first we've seen in the United States in more than 15 years. Here's where things stand right now. The FAA has confirmed that an American Airlines regional jet carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members collided with a U.S. Army Black Hawk helicopter. The aircraft crashing into the Potomac River. The flight was en route from Wichita, Kansas to Reagan National Airport in Washington when the accident happened just after 9 p.m. Eastern Time. An Army official says preliminary indications are that there were 3 people on board the Black Hawk, the chopper that the jet collided with. Emergency officials say they are coordinating a search and rescue operation in the river. We do not know yet information about casualties. President Trump has also been briefed about what happened. I want to go to Peter Alexander right now. He is on the scene along the river where the search is underway. Peter, have they located or pinpointed the area of where these aircraft went down?
Lester, we can't say with certainty if they have, but let me give you a sense of exactly where we're standing. We are on the Virginia side. We are on the west side of the Potomac River right now. And at this hour, obviously, it is pitch black. But in the distance, if we push the camera in right now, you can see what is basically the southern portion of the Washington Mall, an area known as Haynes Point, familiar to anybody who's been in this area, for a popular public golf course there. And in the last 10 minutes, Lester, we saw those emergency vehicles almost in unison moving south to that place. Their lights are flashing, as you see, but there is a stream of lights all across both sides of the river at this hour. To give you a better understanding of where we are standing right now, we're about half mile to a mile south of DCA, Reagan National Airport along the Potomac. And clearly, this is an urgent effort to try to identify where the plane went down and to try to find any survivors that they can at this time. The water temperature, according to our meteorologist, Bill Cairns, said to be about 35 degrees right now, which means hypothermia sets in perhaps 30 minutes or a little bit longer, which gives, if this took place about an hour, 2 hours ago, a very short window for an effort to try to save anybody here. I got to tell you, Lester, this is a very complex airspace. It's the intersection of the planes that are landing at DCA and also the very protected airspace that is around the Washington Mall, the nation's capital, and the White House as well. We have now heard from President Trump, who I'm told has been briefed as part of this effort. He says, "I've been fully briefed on the terrible accident which just took place at Reagan National Airport. May God bless their souls. Thank you for the incredible work being done by our first responders. I am monitoring the situation and will provide more details as they arise." We are also hearing from both the Republican governor of the state of Virginia, the Democratic governor, Wes Moore, of the state of Maryland. They say that they have their state police departments actively involved right now, including from the Maryland side. We are told they are deploying divers to go into the water here with those frigid temperatures as well. Last thing I'll say, Lester, the blessing here is 55 degrees earlier today. This was iced over only a couple of days ago. The river is finally clear as it's thawed out. Back to you.
All right, Peter, thanks very much again. 60 people, 4 passengers, 60 passengers, 4 crew members on board this aircraft that went down. I want to go to Tom Costello, our aviation correspondent. Very busy airspace there. Explain who gets the right-of-way, if you will, in this area.
Well, Peter made the point. Not only do you have incredible air traffic there going into and out of Reagan Airport, and even though Reagan Airport is not the busiest airport in the country, it has the busiest runway in the country, runway 1. That tells you how much air traffic comes in and out. Now, this plane was coming in to land on the shorter runway. It's a regional jet coming in to land on runway 33 from the south, banking a little bit, left bank over the river, and then landing on runway 33. The video that appears to show this mid-air collision would appear to show the helicopter coming up from behind as this plane was on approach. And the question is going to be, was air traffic control? First of all, were they on the same radio frequency? Second of all, was air traffic control coordinating and aware of both aircraft? You want to watch the middle of the screen, not the plane taking off to the right. The middle of the screen shows that incredible collision. It appears that helicopter came up from behind. The question is going to be, was air traffic control coordinating? Did the pilots see each other? Did they have collision avoidance systems operating? There are an awful lot of outstanding questions. The focus right now is this rescue.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. This plane, by the way, coming into D.C. Airport on a flight from Wichita, Kansas. That concludes this special report. We have much more now on our streaming network, NBC News Now, and online at NBCnews.com. We will, of course, update here as warranted. For now, I'm Lester Holt in New York. Good evening, everyone.
All right, rather